Well, hey everybody, it's Chuck. Welcome back to the Outyard. So I'm in the Outyard today, and a week ago I did a Demaree on this hive right here, and today is the day to 7 to 8 days to check the swarm cells that are emergency cells that probably are in this top box. So we're gonna go ahead and open that up, cut it out. I'm standing in front of the hive. It looks like it's doing pretty good. Lots of bees going in and out. Other things I have in this Outyard, just to kind of show you, a couple little 3-framers, a couple 2-framers, another Langstroth, another 3-framer down there. This is just kind of a great little Outyard in a setting here with a nice little pond, lots of clover growing. The ligustrums are in bloom here in Jacksonville, and down here in Zone 9B. If you're not familiar with ligustrum, it's probably in every ornamental neighborhood. It's an ornamental in neighborhoods. The bees absolutely love this. It is another indicator of the full-on flow here in Zone 9B. Kind of comes in around the same time as privets and a few other things that you might find out in the wild. Anyway, I don't have my full tripod today, so I've got this little handheld. I'm gonna try to put this in a place where I can show you some things. I know I've gotten some feedback recently from some of you that say, I want to see closer. I want to see closer. So I'll do my best to start moving the items with maybe the frames and the bees and queen cells and things like that a little bit closer to the camera for you. Any case, let's crack this hive open and see what we got. All right, stick with me here. I know I don't have the best camera position today. Maybe I should have brought the tripod out, but sometimes, oh boy, there are a lot of bees in here. This is going to be interesting. I might have to hood up. We'll see how they go. This is that double bubble type of inner cover I use sometimes on hives when I don't have full-on inner covers. White wax in the top. So we're gonna have to go through every single frame in this hive, because remember, this is where we put the capped brood and some uncapped and everything up here for the Demaree. Looks like they're making honey up here for sure. Yep. I'm gonna set this down to the side. There are no eggs or queen cells on that one. White wax up here on the top. Wow, they are just stuffing this with honey, which is what they do on these Demarees. Looks like I got a foundation frame here. They had to draw this. Looks like it had nothing when I did this a week ago. So there is a week of drawing out wax. Looks really good, pretty. They're drawing so that means I had enough wax on the foundation. They're drawing that out perfectly. It was in between frames that were essentially even, so they drew it out nice and even. All right, and here we are with our brood frames. So, see that, the lighting needs to be over here. I'm gonna put you on the beehive. How's this gonna work out? This is probably not gonna work out, is it? Maybe we'll do it like this. Let me show you this. There's the queen cells starting on here. This one looks like it's been formed and even, I don't know, can you see right here on the bottom of this how there's the paper cocoon is showing? That's right on the bottom of a frame, which means it could be possibly a good candidate to cut off. Let me see if I can cut that off. I don't think you're going to be able to see this, but I'm going to move you again. Sorry if I'm making you sick on this one. Those are just open cells. This one is a candidate for cutting off. I got it off. Now let's see what it looks like in there. Yeah, ooh, looks like I opened it, but below the jelly. So I did expose it, but I exposed it on the back side of the jelly. I may be able to keep that one closed a little bit. We'll see what happens. Sometimes I can use these cells in different spots. Hatching out, this is still capped brood. Look at all that capped. I probably need to do a shake on these just because I might miss a cell. I think I'm gonna have to move you off the hive. Sorry about that. We're just gonna kind of keep working with this. Yeah, so this is all gonna hatch out in the next few days and add more and more bees to this Demaree to make it stronger and stronger and stronger. Hopefully, we're gonna go all the way to the bottom because we need to double check that the queen is still there, because those of you that know, I have not had flawless Demarees this year. Yep, she got me, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and hood up. At least pull it over. Lots of good cap brood here. No queen cells though. Not on this one. This must have been already capped. This looks like a good example of they started making some cells, but they chewed them, they broke them down. Nothing in here. And these are drone cells here. Looks like I might have some foundation frames here now. Yeah, drawing this side out perfectly. This side hadn't started at all, so got lots of room for growth. Might be a good chance to swap out some of these with some frames in the bottom if she's laid up some more frames. And this is all honey. Honey. Okay, so this is coming off now. And you guys should be able to see a little bit better. I'm gonna leave this frame on the side because I don't want to tighten that up too much. So this is the honey super in between the queen excluder and you can see how they're drawing out half of this. It looks like the other half there's not as many bees on. Hopefully you can see that. This is a spaced out 8-framer, 9-framer. Yeah, wow, they are filling this up. It's that ligustum right next door, the clover. Let me kind of come a little bit further away. Yep, putting it in the top. So this is doing good. Now, when you get these boxes like this, whew, you ever been stung underneath the fingernail? Ouch. If they're not putting honey in the frames evenly, you can kind of move them around a little bit. I don't think I need to do that on this one because there's honey even on the edges. So now we're going into the bottom, below the queen excluder. I'm gonna set this on its side because I may need to get back in there. What do I want to see in here? I want to see evidence of a queen. She stayed, she made it, they kept her, that kind of a thing. Because remember, I haven't been 100% successful there. I want to see that they're drawing out some of this wax. Okay, they got lots of room here to draw. Is she staying down here and are they working on it? Not wearing gloves and I'm being very shaky. They're, all right, they've started drawing this one out. So this is a Demaree in action, and as long as I see a queen or eggs in here, I'm going to check a cup here. Nothing, well, there's a little bit of jelly in there. It's a very tiny cup. Might need to go through this whole hive if I'm going to see things like that. Just these little cups here. See that little stuff? Nothing in that one. They're just normal cups that you normally see, but I think one of them had a little bit of jelly in it. So, all right, full-on capped brood here. This is going in the top. I got a queen cell here, though. See this? I need to... it's just a big old cup. Nothing there. Big old cup. Should have a marked queen. Full-on capped brood. This is coming out. and gonna go in the top, which is why I didn't close up that top. She needs to have brood, but she doesn't need capped brood. She needs her laying eggs and room, because this is why Demaree is gonna last a while, is because she's just egg laying. All right, this is good. I've got eggs in here. If I find the queen, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna just quickly, this is a good one to stay in here because she's laying in it. More eggs, pollen. This Demaree worked. Lots of bees. I like to see the queen. Feels a little left side off balance, if that makes sense. But I had 3 foundation frames over here, which probably created that imbalance. This looks like it's freshly drawn. I would expect to see her on a pretty frame like this, laying eggs. See what's on the far end frame. Lots of bees. I have the light behind me, so I know you're in the shadows, so I apologize and recognize. Didn't see her. I know she's in here, so I really don't need to see her. It was more of a eggs verification, but once I went through there, she probably shook her off that one frame of capped brood. I'm gonna go all the way to the, woo! Hey, you're not liking me getting in here. I'm not moving like a ninja either. All right. Definitely eggs. So those are 3 days old, and it's been a week, so she's in here. Now it's about putting these frames in here in the order that I kind of want her to lay and for them to draw. I think I want to center this cluster a little bit better. This is all food and pollen and eggs. A little bit of capped on here, but a lot of eggs. I don't want them to draw any more cells up top, so I'm not going to put anything with eggs up top. Just capped. That one full capped. Now, I need to look very careful at that cap frame to see if there is a single egg. Drawing that out. Oh, there she is. You see her? She's hanging on the bottom. I need to be careful. There's Mama right here. Nice, beautiful, long green queen. So I'm going to put her in the middle in here, just so we've seen her. I'm going to take one of these undrawn foundations over here and kind of balance it. There's a lot of bees on it working it. It's kind of centering up this brood nest. There's a food frame here on the end. I'm going to leave it on the end. Let them draw this out. This is probably a food frame there on the end. That's good. All right, so now, this one I told you I was taking out. So I'm gonna look real close in here for eggs. There are larvae in here, but they look too old. There's some little ones here. They could put a queen cell on this one this week. So I'm gonna take this up top, like I said, because I want the cap stuff up top as best I can. But that also means I've got to come back here in a week too, because I'm now changing up my queen cell cutting. Some of these were starting to be drawn, these new ones. I'm gonna put them down. See how they already started drawing this one? They've got honey in it, but this is a perfect one for her to start laying in. I think there was another one they were drawing. Yeah, this one right here. Another perfect foundation frame. They started drawing. She can start laying in that too. So this is a great configuration for the bottom of this Demaree. What goes next? You guys remember? Queen excluder, right? Queen's in there. Plenty of room to lay. Capped brood with eggs. It's going in the top, so I gotta be careful in a week. My honey super, that is, you know what, I'm gonna bottom super this because I brought an empty one. Bottom supering with an empty. Top super with the one that they've, this feels like it's about almost half full. And now, back to the top. It's getting a little tall for me, meaning like the weight lifting it that high. That's the one downside of these Demarees is they're heavy. Heavy, 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 and you can't see it very well any longer. But now I'm just gonna kind of configure the top of this Demaree for where we are. It's a honey super basically now. They can draw this out. I'm gonna put it in the middle so maybe they'll draw it out a little bit more. So that is put back together. But what I want to talk about now is there is 1, 2, 3, 4 frames of foundation in the top of a Demaree. That is really space saving. I don't expect them to draw it out other than for honey storage. But what I can also do with this hive is weaken other hives. And what I mean by that, God, I hope I'm not making you guys sick today. I'm gonna just put that bubble on top, because I've got some other hives, especially this long lang. And when I keep my long lang growing, and, you know, because I don't use my long lang for honey. I use it for resources. And if I'm not selling too many bees, I might end up with too many brood frames in a long lang, and I don't want them to swarm. So here's a good example. My notes on here say, this is a blue queen, and she has been laying, and I even got a couple remove 2 frame good notes on here, which means this is a strong hive. So if I get in here on a quick hive check, and I feel like there's too much capped brood in here, I can go take out one of those drawn or foundation frames out of that Demaree and put capped brood in there, recognizing that I'm setting up another egg check. Now, that one foundation frame, they haven't started drawing too much. So these long langs, it's now about managing during the flow how many, this is full on eggs, larvae. So obviously I need this hive to grow, but I don't want it to boom. So if I see capped brood in here, if you've got a Demaree working, you've got a place to put that capped brood, like a frame like this. It's got eggs on this side, but it's capped on this side. So this is good. This is population boost, but not necessarily swarm population yet. Drawing this out nicely. See how they're working it down here? I think I put my crayon in this one a few weeks ago to kind of keep them drawing this. Oh no, that's not good. What do you guys see there? Now I gotta find my queen. Those are swarm cells, and this hive isn't big enough to swarm yet. There is jelly in 1, 2, 3, 4 swarm cells. And do you notice how they love to hang swarm cells? I put crayon on here. My wax crayon I made a video about a few weeks ago. This one. And I put it on here, but now so this is a split frame I'm gonna wait on. I don't think the queen was on that. I didn't look really, really closely, but now that I found that, I'm kind of like, uh-oh, what do I got going on here? I'm not seeing completely, overwhelmingly booming. I got individual eggs, so I've got a queen in here within 3 days. 3.5 days for you perfectionists. That's the age of a egg lay to hatch, 3.5 days. But now, why are those swarm cells in there? This is a brand new queen. She shouldn't be in swarm mode. I don't think they were started. So, okay, so this hive is not too strong. Meaning, like, I'm not seeing, like, back-to-back capped brood frames. These are frames I added in here so she can lay. And you see here, there's just a handful of larvae she laid a few weeks ago on just enough cells they had drawn out. Where is Blue Mama? Looking for eggs and everything. I don't see as many eggs on this frame. That frame has got me wondering what's going on. It's not a perfect pattern by any means. I don't know if you can see them in there or not, but I'm trying to get this as close as possible for those of you who like to look inside of frames. This is the frame that has got larvae and eggs in it. Lots of larvae and eggs in here. I need to be very careful to make sure I see a queen or evidence. I'm starting to question myself a little bit about this hive. This pattern just isn't perfect. Honey frame. Huh. These queen cells make me think the queen's gone. All right, I need to verify. So those queen cells are on that frame. Let's look at them again together. There's a chance she's still on this frame if I didn't see her anywhere else. They are all uncapped. They are all primed. At least two of this has got jelly, that's got jelly, that's got jelly. That one might or might not. Okay, without a doubt, I don't even need to pull up my magnifying glass. I can see eggs here. Huh. Without the queen, I don't want to steal this frame without putting my eyes on her, because what, she could be on here, right? If I steal this frame and go put it in a little 3-frame nuke, they will have a great start with those queen cells, but I need more bees than this. I would need another frame of cap brood and a couple shakes, but I don't see the queen on this frame. The mystery's not over yet. Tiny little cup, nothing in it. You know, my comment about how this hive isn't booming with bees is also making me wonder if this hive swarmed. Those cells are not capped yet. Typically they don't swarm unless they're capped. But there's not a ton of bees. So there is a chance this hive has already swarmed. And or absconded or something else happened. I mean, see how these frames are just not covered in bees? It kind of looks like a hive that swarmed. Which means I'm leaving those queen cells in here if that's the case. You know, typically a brand new queen doesn't swarm unless there's a problem in the hive. But I think that is kind of where I'm getting to on this hive. Unless I see her, I'm putting that frame back in here and I'm going to mark swarmed. Even though I've got eggs, obviously give those eggs a chance to hatch and come back in a few days is another answer to the swarmed question, right? You know, if there's eggs in a couple more days, then she's still in here, but this feeder can sometimes hide bees. On the back side or bottom, sometimes when they're running from you. This bright sun, it is really hard to see on the wall. Ah, I see her. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see her. She's down in that corner. Okay, we have a queen. I got the camera. I'm gonna probably have to put an arrow on her, but I saw her. I saw a blue dot. She was running. She was on this back wall. So now, what a decision matrix we just went through. Thinking it was weak, not finding what we expected. Okay, queen's in here. It's growing, she has eggs, so I'm just essentially putting this, but I'm not giving her those queen cells. I'm taking that frame. Let them continue to build out, let this hatch out, and I will take another foundation frame and put it in here. So this is gonna continue to build out, but I've got a single frame that is not enough to start a little nuke. So now, gotta get all my bees in here, and we can open up some of these other boxes. If you're still here with me, you guys still here? I know that was a little bit of a journey on that one, and I know I'm not giving you the best camera angle, so you're probably just watching my hands and listening to my voice today. But let's keep going. I'll show you how I do this. Hey, if you got ideas for how I could be doing a portable camera, like I didn't want to bring my whole tripod out here is the reason I didn't bring it. I just brought this little camera to talk to you guys while I'm doing this. Give me some input. All right, what do I have on here? 4-2, 4 capped. Add a queen. So, oh, wait a minute. We might not have a queen in here. Grafted day. No, that doesn't seem right. Maybe my notes aren't right on here. I have laying. Oh wait, 4 capped. So I started my notes on here. Hatch. Laying on the 12th. It's the 15th, so I should have evidence of laying or close to it in this hive. So this is not going to be a booming brood frame. This is going to be evidence of did the queen hatch and or mate. Kind of old crusty frame. This is almost a swarm trap frame if you ask me. So unmarked if she's in here. Could be a virgin. Making honey. This is what hives with foragers do while a queen is mating, is they make honey, and it can end up creating a honey-bound situation. Honestly, you kind of want to put the honey on the edges, otherwise when she starts laying she won't have room. Today is the 16th. See these frames with these horribly drawn out combs? I thought I fixed this. I would shake this immediately, but I might have a virgin on here. But if I do have a virgin, I'm shaking anyway. See that? That's useless. That is not what you want. And this was a frame I tried to kind of rescue, but it probably should just be a swarm trap frame. This needs a little bit more wax. So I'm gonna take that out. We'll replace it with a better frame. Don't see any eggs yet. Not yet. This early, she's probably just gonna have a handful of eggs on one frame anyway, when I find her, if I find her. Definitely evidence of hatched out cells. See these right here? Hatched out, just kind of big wax blobs. The mood, I would say, is good. Meaning, like, there could be a queen in here. They're not in a, failed queenless mood yet. I'm looking, at almost every cell, looking for evidence of an egg or two. Sometimes I just pivot these frames in the sun looking for the glisten of an egg. Sometimes the bottom of these cells can look very egg-like. Your mind can deceive you. You've got to be absolutely sure sometimes. All right, so I think I'm putting this one down saying hatch, no eggs. That's what I put on these. I'm not saying she's not in here yet. I just don't see evidence of eggs, to confirm it. Ooh, there might be an egg there. Let me pull out my iPhone and do the magnifying section on there. That might be an egg. Egg. Yep, I see at least one. Let me see. Walking around here in this section. Definitely not a laying worker hive, but I did see an egg, which means she just started laying the next day or so ago. Well, today's the 16th, and I had her. You know what? I could have been off on my queen math because all I had was capped cells. That's right. So I just guessed on it. So that capping date could have adversely affected my estimated laying date. I just saw that one egg, so I'm definitely going to go back and double check that I saw that. But I'm working too hard to see if she's laying, honestly. I don't need to spend this much time in it, other than to talk with you guys about it. But now I'd like to see a queen, just to see what she looks like. Don't really need to, but All right, well, I think she's just starting to lay. Evidence of one. She needs to prime that little egg-laying pump she's got and get it going. As I put this back down, rather than looking for eggs, I'm looking for her, but one more frame here on the end I didn't open because it was all the way against the wall, but like that last queen, sometimes they do that. All right, I don't see her, but I'm gonna put notes on here that virgin, just starting to lay. That's what I'm gonna call this. This hive is too weak to take much from. I stole that one frame of kind of wonky comb, and then this one is fine if they want to fix it back up for her. All right, well, stick with me for one more, then I'll turn the camera off. Even if I keep working, you guys probably still aren't watching anyway. Let's go. What do I have on here? Oh, this was a green queen. Lots more bees though. See that? Just lots more bees on this one. I think I had even marked green queen spotty on this one. So this is a good candidate for, well, we'll see. We'll see what we find. Spotty could mean several different things. Green is, you know, last year's, but not horribly. Yeah, eggs, larva. So this is a good, it's going to be a good booster frame, meaning like it's growing, but it's not a good one to add to a nuke if that's what I'm going to do out of this one to go with those queen cells. Yep, a little bit more brood. Kind of see, this is the spotty I was talking about. See, it's just not covered. There's eggs and larvae in all those holes. She's filling them up. It's just she's not going in a pattern, or she's out of sync with her egg laying. Eggs, she's doing fine. I wouldn't call this a perfect hive, but it's making bees. Didn't see her. Evidence she's here though. The reason I'm looking for it is because if I do steal a frame from her, I don't want to steal her. They're fixing this one up for her to lay in. Okay, I'm gonna leave this be. It's not booming enough. I didn't see her. There's evidence she's in here, but I'm not gonna steal anything from it. I'm gonna kind of just let them be. Keep going. Green queen, candidate for replacement. You could argue I could take that those cells and then let it requeen now, but not ready to do that in this part of the season. All right, so what do I got here? This is the nuke box where I think I'm gonna put these frames. I didn't have a 3-framer, so I had a 5-framer. I've got 2 5-framers here. Let's just do a quick, how strong are they? Pretty strong there. These nukes are ready to sell. Pretty good there. These could be booming. I have this one here strong on the 22nd. So let's see, 3-framers are the best. Well, there's only 2 frames in here, so this one actually needs a frame. Isn't it funny how you can just go out to an apiary and spend hours just piddling? They are doing a great, I should have taken you with me because I'm walking all the way over here thinking about where I'm going to find this frame I'm going to add. But this is a good example of just a night, they're drawing it out nice in this flow. I'm going to turn that around, let them start drawing out the other side. I think this one has a red queen on it, believe it or not. Didn't move like a ninja on that one. And I took the hand right over the hive. Whoa. That's a full-on capped frame though, isn't it? Yeah. But it's only got 2 frames in here, so I need these bees. And there's Mama. She's in this lower corner down here. She's hiding, hiding, hiding. I see her. So she's here. I'm going to move this one to the middle and add another frame of foundation. But that frame of capped brood that she laid up will be good. But this needs a note on it. 416. 416. Red queen, I saw her. I'm going to just say good because they're doing good. What does this one look like? The 3-framers are the ones that if they're got too much capped brood, they will explode. So if I'm going to steal a capped brood frame, I'd rather it be from a 3-framer. Food frame. Yeah, this could be the good one. This has got eggs, capped, bees. Not a ton of bees, but it's in a 3-framer. So if this other one has got evidence of eggs, I might steal that one frame. Yes, eggs. But now I need to see my, this has got eggs on it, but now I need to see my queen so I don't accidentally steal her. I'm going to flip this around so she'll actually start laying in that, but she might be on the wall in here. Don't see her there. No, it's not booming enough. 1 frame of capped brood and a bunch of eggs is not strong enough to steal from. And I didn't see the queen anyway, so she's either down there or somewhere else on the bottom of the frame. All right. Yeah, still here. Probably gonna steal from this one. And one of these 5-framers is gonna have probably a frame of capped brood I can steal. Brood on the end frame, not solid, but it's a good frame of brood. Whew, there's Mama. See her? Right there. Oh, just got stung. Okay, so I've got the queen. I'm going to cage her for a second because I want to make sure she's okay, because I think I'm going to steal a frame from this one. She's looking like she's doing a good job. She's in there. This is mostly eggs, not capped, but that's going to continue to grow. The smoker's not doing so hot. Lots of bees, a little spotty. Not a perfect frame. See what this one looks like. Oh, see that spotty pattern? That's just not a beautiful pattern. I wonder why, you know, she may not have had, this is a freshly drawn out frame. I wouldn't call that beautiful. More packed. She's laying, it's not in what I would call a premier Blue Queen's pattern. Maybe she's just not quite there yet. I have to look at her original date. She hatched, you know, she's about a month old, so she should probably be doing better than that, but well, I'm gonna leave them be too. They got bees coming. They're just not what I would call exploding. Lots of bees coming. This is gonna be a strong hive. I'm gonna put the queen back in there. We got one more to go through. She's in. All right, let's see what this one looks like. Brand new frame, drawing this out. Some of these foundations I call bow-legged. They're kind of, it was one of the brands I bought one time. It was just thinner than the others. And they just kind of bow out. Yeah, this one's still too weak too. Meaning like it's not ready. So I'm gonna have to make a decision on what to do with that frame. I've lost track. You can even tell I've lost track of where all my, laying queens. Where is she? There's eggs in here for sure, so she's in here. Probably on this frame. They need to get to work drawing that out a little bit. See how they drew it out a little bit and she just started laying up there. All right. Not that one. Well, shucks. What are we gonna do here? What do I got on this one? No, that's not gonna be strong enough. 2 cells, 4, 8. No, that one's not hatched yet. Add 2 cells on 4, 8. Let's take a look at this one, because I added 2 cells, but it also had eggs. This is more of a curiosity investigation. It's nice and healthy. Lots of bees. And there's a cell down here on the bottom that kind of got slid on right here. See it, bottom center? It got slid on when I pulled it out. I might have damaged it. That is one of their cells though. That isn't one of the uncapped ones that I added. There's a nice juicy cell down here on the bottom. See that one? Yeah, so they're still making a queen in here. Better leave them be. Good population of bees to make it work. All right, I think we're gonna call that done. Sorry, I was looking for brood frames to take with that queen cell frame, but I'm just gonna take it back to the other apiary and find something else to put it with, maybe even one of the other 3 framers. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. We'll see you soon. Have a great day, everybody.